Hold on, something is playing in my ears. Oh my god.
What the hell? What started?
I had Spotify open because I was making a playlist of all the artists I wanted to see at Primavera. And I had the Gorillaz page open, and they have these things called Song Machine Bites, and it's kind of like podcasts. So I put my headphones back on, and it was like British guys talking, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? I was so confused. I was like, wait, have you guys been talking in British accents like while we were syncing or what?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
What is the feature-length podcast? Anyone?
The feature-length podcast is a show where three idiots talk about film and entertainment.
Good answer.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, are you talking to us?
Yeah. I'm talking to the voices in my head.
Like, I truly don't know. It felt like a fever dream. I swear to God, I could not
It sounds
make
so
this shit
stupid
up.
hearing that.
If you're listening to this is a podcast.
Welcome back to the feature-length podcast.
Welcome back to the feature-length podcast.
Welcome back to the feature-length podcast, a podcast where we talk about movies and TV for a feature length of time.
All right. Episode 50. We did it, guys. We recorded 50 episods of this podcast.
Halfway to
50 main
100.
episodes.
Halfway there.
Although it's kind of silly for us to be celebrating 50 because one episode a week is 52. So we're technically also 2 away from that. But we can't
Sure.
celebrate again in 2 episodes.
No.
So I guess we'll celebrate
when we get to
now.
100. We'll celebrate when we get... Or next time
Wait,
we
what-
reach another nice number theme.
What do you mean? What's special about 52?
Weeks in a year.
So,
So technically, but...
yeah.
But I
Even
mean,
though
we've
we're
already been
at
doing this.
over a
We already
year.
passed our year
Oh, yeah,
anniversary.
yeah,
anyway.
we're-
We're coming up on our 2.
we're
Actually,
almost at 2 years.
what's more weird is that pretty soon we're going to be celebrating the 2-year episode.
Yes.
Very soon.
Yes.
It's too bad they didn't align.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
I mean, we honestly, if we had stuck to like one every 2 weeks, we probably would have been right about there
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Yeah.
But we decided to go and be...
I think we'd still be
Depends.
off because we always took weird random breaks for like
unannounced
weird
breaks,
amount
yeah.
of weeks. Yeah.
We didn't announce it after the fact. Like, what
Be
you just
surprised.
experienced. Yeah, that was a break.
We really have healthy communication with our listeners.
Yeah,
I mean, realistically, I warn my mom whenever we're gonna take a break.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
That's half the fan base right now.
Yeah, that's the majority of our listening audience.
I'm the
Oh
other
my gosh.
half, probably.
Yeah.
Dan is our biggest fan. Okay, where do we begin, guys? Did we all
Let's
write
begin
intros?
with
Or like
The theme of this episode.
Yes.
the theme? You mean 50-50-50?
I mean, the
First
very
dates?
superficial theme,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, I love our dedication to stupid themes
The
that
theme,
make no sense.
the theme that stretches no further than the numbers
numbers?
and the titles of the movie.
could not have been 2 more different movies.
I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
was
There's
very-
romance in both of them and illness in
Sure.
both of them.
Oh yeah, I
I
guess.
guess.
That is
Come on,
the
guys.
theme.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, but okay. I didn't prepare an intro.
I
I told
didn't
Marco
either.
before we start. Okay, good. So we're freewheeling this. Apparently
Yeah.
Marco did.
I
Oh.
wrote mine 5 minutes before Dan got here,
Oh,
though, so it's
beautiful.
not.
5
Yeah, it's
minutes?
Oh
Should have done
my
it 50
God.
minutes.
before Dan. Yeah, I wrote it like 5 minutes before. If you just heard something hit the table, that was my teacup. I don't know why I put it down so hard. It's definitely gonna come through on the mic. But yeah, I did write a little brief thing for
Sure.
both of them. But we can also just, I mean, it's basically winging it. So
Yeah, I mean, like, we're going to talk about these movies, but I kind of also, if you guys are down, just kind of want to, if we have any, like, moments of spontaneous reminiscing of, like,
yes,
what we like about doing this and just
Okay.
maybe our favorite.
I
Sure.
agree. Mostly because I have no idea what the hell I'm gonna say about either of these movies.
What do you mean? There's so much to talk about.
Okay,
Oh, so much. Yeah.
who wants to, should we start with your proper one or end with your proper one? Intro.
Oh, let's start with my proper one to set expectations
Okay.
about what proper actually is, and then you guys can.
Because it would be embarrassing if both of our off-the-cuff intros were better than Marco's prepared.
I think they
intro.
will be. I think they will be, and I also don't know how you guys are gonna feel about this.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
Ooh.
50/50 is a delightfully funny and also dreary dark comedy about a guy who's done everything safe, finding out he's still getting fucked over by contracting a very rare form of cancer. The movie is simple yet effective at delivering strong emotional punches, with standout performances by all involved, primarily JGL, Seth Rogen, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Anna Kendrick. Alright, that's my intro for that one. I think that's fair.
Yep,
Okay.
that's good.
50 First Dates is an Adam Sandler movie. For those unfamiliar, what that means is that it has the humor for 6-year-olds. It's slightly offensive towards people with disabilities, and for some reason, significantly more attractive women are into him. That's it. That's my intro for 50 First Dates.
Okay, that's not offensive to me at all. I guess I'll just segue into mine
Very
real quick.
good.
It's also going to be very quick. I watched 2 movies last night. One of them was a very, very good movie, and the other one was an Adam Sandler movie. Can you guys guess which one is which?
I'm glad we're on the same page about that.
50/50 was really, I liked it a lot. This is the first time I've ever seen it. I heard good things about it like the year it came out, but it just never got around to it. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen are very good together.
Yep.
I also know they're together and by the same director as well in that movie that I haven't seen, The Christmas
The
One.
Night Before.
It's
so
it's
good.
so good.
It's
so
one of my
good.
favorites.
I've heard that's also very good.
Yeah.
So I need to get around to checking that out. But yeah, other than that, 50 First Dates was probably the best Adam Sandler movie there might be.
I disagree with that too, but
Have you
we'll
seen
get into
Uncut
it.
Gems?
Well, that's
Well,
not
that
an Adam
doesn't-
Sandler. No.
that doesn't
By
count.
Adam Sandler movie,
Yes.
I mean
Okay,
like an
sure,
Adam Sandler
Adam Sandler
production.
movie.
Like a Billy Madison.
Yes.
I
whatever.
like
Yeah.
Billy Madison a lot.
I'll leave it there. I've said too much already.
Said too much already.
This podcast is going to be like 61 minutes long if that's you saying too much
50
already.
50 minutes long?
Oh,
All right,
true.
go ahead.
Okay, oh my gosh, I'm already so sweaty. Okay. Just
Okay.
so the
What is this, a
audience
Top Gun
knows.
movie?
No, it's just because I have to close the window so it's not loud, and then it gets so hot in my house.
Jesus Christ, okay.
Anyway, so I don't know what kind of mood I'm in today. All right, so 50/50, I guess that's the order we're summarizing them in. 50/50 first, even though it came out second, but
50/50
whatever.
first.
50/50 is a movie about cancer, featuring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, a man who I was for some reason obsessed with in high school, and I cannot pinpoint where the obsession started, but this movie came out when I was in it, so loved that, and now I'm more obsessed with Seth Rogen, who is also in it, and it's a good movie
There you go.
that made me cry a lot when I first watched it, because of course it did. And also Morticia Addams from the Addams Family is in it, and I didn't recognize her and just found that out like yesterday. So oops.
Wow, I didn't realize that either. Yeah.
That's his
I
mom
only
is
recognized
Morticia.
her-
Yeah.
She doesn't look the same
I
at
only
all.
recognized her because I've been watching a lot of Wes Anderson movies recently,
Oh,
and she's
okay.
in like every single Wes
Okay.
Yeah,
Anderson
yeah,
movie.
yeah. That makes sense.
Okay. And then 50 First Dates is what I thought was universally beloved romantic comedy. And I recently discovered when I went on the internet, no one likes it, but I still love it. And
I wonder why.
that's 50 First Dates.
Wait, you actually thought that everyone liked
I
this movie?
really did. When I tell you, I went to do my research and saw it had like a 45 or something on Rotten Tomatoes. I was like, wait, what?
Not even a 50.
Yeah, not even a 50.
It's 45 on the tomato meter and 65 on the audience score. I was like, no,
Well, I
everyone
love the
loves
word
50
tomato
First
meter.
Dates. It's a classic, and I'm incorrect.
Yeah, I mean, I think a rom-com should be funny or romantic, you know, in order to be a rom-com. But I mean, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. But
Drew Barrymore is a very talented romantic actress.
I love Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, I mean, my problems are not with her.
yeah, I have nothing against Drew Barrymore.
I also have no problems with Sean Astin, who is in this movie.
Fantastic.
Okay, what's with the
MGM
lisp?
world.
Does he have a lisp, or was it just for the
No.
character?
No, it's just for
Okay.
the part.
No, because it's an Adam Sandler movie, so there needs to be offensive shit in it. So
okay.
They
someone
need
has
to make
have a
fun of
lisp.
people with like a speech impediment.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, those are the movies we watched, both of which are movies I love, but do realize, obviously, 50 First Dates is problematic, as is, you know, a lot of the comedy of the time with Adam Sandler and all of his friends, who all make similarly offensive movies,
Sure.
like him and Rob Schneider
Sure.
and David
Yeah.
Spade and all those fun people.
I hate David.
Okay.
Why do you think I like David Spade? David Spade
I don't
is
know. Also, Rob
probably
Schneider.
the worst person.
He randomly
Yeah, I know.
hosted Bachelor
know.
in Paradise.
I know, Carol, and I was like, why?
Wait,
this
were you
man?
watching Bachelor in Paradise?
I used to watch it
It's
a
so
lot with
fun.
Madison, but then school stuff happened, and we don't have time anymore, really. But,
Yeah, but it was very awkward. It was like, why are you here? You clearly don't know any of these people. None of these people are excited to see you. It was so bizarre.
David Spade.
Okay, but while we were talking about Rob Schneider, this is 100% like Hawaiian appropriation.
Literally. I mean,
yeah.
but quote unquote,
'Cause, okay,
back
I did
then
the
it was
research.
the norm. Not that that's
What year was
okay
this?
at all.
I didn't check.
2000.
2?
Probably like mid 2000s.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 5, but I don't know.
2004.
I did. Oh, okay.
1 year off. So
Um,
close.
Yeah.
Close, yeah. Okay, so I looked into it, and he is 1/4 Filipino,
Okay.
and everything else is just like white.
Yeah.
And even like
I
aside
mean,
from
his
all that,
last
they
name
wouldn't.
is Schneider. It doesn't really sound.
Yeah, and they definitely made his face like look quote
Yes.
unquote more Asian than he actually is. Like,
Yeah.
But also, okay, before we go any further, this is also Carol's birthday episode.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday when this comes out in how many weeks?
3 weeks from when we're recording it, because you're going on vacation.
Yeah. So I get
Yeah,
a
so
break.
just a warning.
Yeah.
Some references that we may make throughout this episode might be a little bit outdated because this
Yeah.
is banked
Yes.
a
Yeah.
few weeks in
Correct.
advance. If we bring up the Top Gun movie at all, that's
I
probably
know.
like a month old by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're really going to
Also,
talk about Top Gun in our 50-50-50
We might. I don't know.
episode.
We might. Whatever's top of mind. Also,
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Well, that'll be heavy spoilers.
The
so
first
probably
2
won't, but-
episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi are also out at this
Yeah.
point.
Okay,
Also
guys, if you
another
really
stupid-
want to know, we're recording on May 29th, which is why all of this is being
Yeah.
brought up.
Yeah. I should also just say, it's just so, I was talking with Dan about this, but it's funny because 3 episodes ago I had COVID, and then we had two episodes that we banked talking about Batman stuff where I sound totally fine, and now I have a cough again, and it's because we were recording all of this
so out of
poorly
order.
out of
Yeah.
order.
Yeah, the last few months have been a little bit jumbled. We'll
Yes.
get back into the swing of thing, into the regular order of recording soon.
Yeah, sorry I ruined
But-
it, guys.
No, I mean, I
okay.
also had a test coming up, so I had to. It was easier for me to record those episodes as well. So it makes sense. But yeah, we'll get back.
I mean,
into
it'll
the
make
order.
sense to you guys.
And we're explaining this after, because this comes out after the Batman episodes will
Yeah.
come out, so they're gonna
Yeah,
listen to
exactly.
them, be confused as hell, and then this will come out and they'll understand. We're really good communicators, as we talked about earlier.
I mean, we could easily put out like a post or something.
Nah, just let her be confused. It's okay.
That's not how we roll.
Yeah.
When have we ever posted about anything relevant?
Nah, we don't need to.
True.
So, what are we talking about first,
All right,
guys?
Where to begin? Which movie should we focus on first? Can we focus on 50 First Dates first so we can
Sure.
talk about the better movie after?
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
The one that we all love.
Let's get
Yeah.
the vitriol out of the way. Look, I just want to start this off by having a conversation about Adam Sandler because I
Okay.
feel as though we have to.
Okay.
And what I'm going to say is
Yeah,
this. Okay?
let it be noted this is the first ever Adam Sandler movie we talked about on here.
Yes.
True.
Before I say the things I'm about to say, just want to preface this by saying that Adam Sandler is not intrinsically untalented. He was very
No.
funny on SNL back in the day.
Sure.
That's where he kind of got his start. And he is a talented actor. He's acted in other things. He's acted in Uncut Gems, thanks to Julia Fox for being Josh Sadfi's muse, so he could write that for Adam Sandler to act in it. But his movies, the movies that he produces and makes with
And
all
has
his friends,
creative control over.
yes, are a scam. And I would just like to reference, and maybe we can link in this, there's a fantastic Red Letter Media episode about his movie Jack and Jill.
Oh, God.
Which
It's a
is
two-part episode,
It's a
actually.
two-part episode, and it's not really about the movie Jack and Jill. It's more about like
It's like, what do you even
they
say
did-
about Jack and Jill?
Exactly, but they did a deep dive into Adam Sandler's shitty movies that he makes with his friends.
The Machine.
Yeah, The Machine, and it's
never
all
even-
alleged. This is I'm
The
gonna say
Machine?
allegedly.
Like the
The Adam
the
Sandler
machine of like
Yeah, the Adam
Okay.
Sandler.
I was like, is there a movie that I
Scam.
missed called The Machine with him and all his friends in it?
Yeah, no. And it would be bad if it was. But
it'd just be a shitty Matrix knockoff.
exactly. And this leads to, right, like, and again, all alleged, but if you look, one of the things that they sort of found when doing some research is, like, all these movies that he makes have ridiculously high budgets, and they have the production value of, like, a high school person going out and shooting a movie. And so there's really no correlation there other than they take on a bunch of product placement and get a lot of funding to make these movies, and then they just all pay themselves a fuck ton of money. And it's really just a racket to make money, and nobody gives a shit about anything. And there's, like, a long history of this, allegedly. There's, like, a long history of this, so you can go watch that Red Letter Media
I
video.
love how
where they,
often
like,
you keep saying allegedly as if, like, Adam Sandler's team is going to hear this
Yeah.
and sue us. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're so relevant.
And really, I'm just paraphrasing the Red Letter Media video.
Sure.
So
We'll link
watch
so
it.
go
video.
sue them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up to them, but, like...
I mean, they are a lot better than us anyway.
Exactly. So just go watch them in general. But yeah, so that for me like already starts the hate of just like he doesn't give a shit and none of them give a shit and it's all about making money. And then also
And like this movie, it's gotten so much worse. Like this movie was
Yes.
before
Yeah.
that was extremely apparent.
it's gotten way worse. I will say that. Like this movie is still a movie. Like it's not good, but like it's a movie.
It functions
Like,
at least.
It has a beginning, middle, and end. Yeah, but like that part of it, the like artistic integrity part of it, like it pisses me off.
Yeah.
But then you also throw in like the problematic stuff,
Yes.
which just makes it incredibly difficult to watch or care at all.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
very hard to excuse away.
Yeah.
And it's in all of his films.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll add on to that. Like, I also wanted to say, before we actually like dug into the movie, like, there's scenes in most Adam Sandler movies that you can actually tell there are things he cares about.
Yeah.
Like, in most of his movies, or at least like a lot of his movies, he at one point sings or plays an instrument. He clearly is very
Yeah.
like he did that a lot on SNL.
Yeah.
He
Mhm.
obviously is passionate about music.
Yeah.
And I respect that. And it's like it's nice when those things shine through a little bit through this like the final product, but it's all like surrounded by like the rest of the whole sham of everything. It's just like that one little nugget of a scene that ends up showing his true artistic integrity.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate because that is like it's clearly the best of him.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting so little of it. But yeah, like it's and another thing I don't think you mentioned this is a lot of his movies take place in a very nice setting.
Yeah.
Probably again, allegedly, this is I can't confirm this, but probably just to have a nice shooting location to stay in and like have a vacation during and after the movie.
It is funny that you mention that because not only did Adam Sandler rework the script to make it more from a
Of
drama to a
course.
comedy, he specifically is also the one who changed the location from Seattle to Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
This easily
Yeah.
could have taken place in like a Seattle
Yeah.
or just like
But he
Any
argued
big city.
Hawaii
It could
would be
literally
such a
could have been anywhere.
beautiful setting for a romantic comedy.
I mean,
And
Seattle's
it
pretty romantic.
was. Yeah.
I mean, Frasier took place in Seattle.
50-50 took place in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vancouver, Seattle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
Vancouver.
can
Yeah.
literally
Close
see
enough.
so many parts of Vancouver all the time in that movie. But yeah,
They're
Seattle,
on the same
wink,
coast.
wink.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they are.
The weather's
Okay,
the
it's
same. I'll give them
Close
that.
enough. The
yeah.
weather's the same. Yeah.
It's basically the California of the U.S.
Yeah.
So
True. It is.
But also, like New York it can be romantic. Like
Anywhere
California
can
can
be
be romantic.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost like you just wanted to have a remote vacation and make lots of racist jokes.
Yeah.
You know, that's a choice. And so, but speaking of the romance, since you brought up the romance, this is another staple of an Adam Sandler movie, which is there is just someone phenomenally out of his league that for some reason finds him charming and loves him, even though he is objectively unattractive and is not even remotely charming. Like, I don't...
When he was like really, really young, I think people could argue for him being attractive. I think already at this point he was too old
Yeah.
for that argument.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the SNL,
Like
days,
SNL days.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was a little bit of a cutie.
Sure.
Okay, well that was something I was gonna bring up. Like, looks aside, like not talking about his looks at all.
Sure.
Do you actually like? Do you actually find? Do you see any sort of attractiveness in his personality or
No.
anything? I don't like.
And
no.
I'm the type of person that usually when someone's funny, I will be into them regardless of how
Yeah.
they look. And maybe because I don't think Adam Sandler's that funny in the movies that he's in,
I think you stumbled on something there.
doesn't get that for me.
Yeah.
yeah, really interesting.
I agree. And I find it so fascinating because he has such a like reputation in sort of like the Hollywood like comedy group of people, like people that are like super into comedy and whatnot. It's like everybody loves Adam Sandler, like he's such a good guy. And like I've tried to give him a chance, and I've even listened to him on like Conan's podcast or like various podcasts, and he's just not like, even in podcast form where you literally are just being yourself and being funny and silly. I'm like, there's nothing about this man that makes me want to ever, like, he's not engaging, he's not funny, like, I don't enjoy listening to his conversations with people. He just seems so checked out, like, at all times. I can't make sense of it. I really can't.
Yeah, and there's also, like, a huge group of his fan base praising him for, like, for some reason, people are praising him for dressing like a normal person. like his, you know, his famous, like, basketball shorts outfit, which, that's whatever, but these people don't realize what he's doing behind the scenes of his movies and, like, how he's raking in easy money.
Yeah.
Like, he is not...
One of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
That
He
is
might
true.
dress like it, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
What else to say about this movie?
So,
you know who else is in this movie? The voice of Slinky from Toy Story 3 and 4.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, Drew Barrymore's dad.
Oh,
Because after...
he also played Chet Hanks on Boy Meets World.
Oh, really?
Or Chet Hunter. Wow, Chet Hanks. I'm literally
Yeah, I don't
I
know
was
where
like,
you got
what?
Chet Hanks from.
I got
but,
Chet Hunter.
yeah.
The one of the dads in Boy Meets World. Because I was like, fuck, I've seen him,
Interesting.
and I couldn't think of where. And then I IMDb'd, and that's where I knew him from. Because I didn't recognize him for his voice. Sorry.
Yeah, that's... I mean, I never seen Boy Meets World, but I recognized him as Slinky because that one guy who plays Slinky in 1 and 2... he died, so he took over starting with 3.
Who originally played Slinky?
It was the Ernest guy. Maybe his actual name is just Ernest. Like the
Oh.
Ernest from like Ernest Goes to Jail and all those
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
also R.I.P. Ray Liotta.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I mean, that's
Again,
also
this is,
May
like-
29th news, but
It's
Yeah.
gonna be like a month after. But
Yeah,
R.I.P..
still sad.
should be brought up because, yeah, he was a wonderful actor.
Yeah.
Phenomenal in Goodfellas and other things, but obviously Goodfellas.
B movie.
Is he in B movie?
Yeah, he plays himself in B movie.
Holy shit! I need to rewatch.
You don't
B-Movie.
remember the Ray Liotta honey line?
I remember nothing about B movie other than you like jazz.
You like jazz?
We could do a
He
B
has a
movie
line of
episode.
manufactured honey.
We should do
In
a
his
B-Movie
honor.
episode.
We've brought it up so many times. We should.
Such a good movie, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. R.I.P. Ray Liotta.
As you can tell, we would rather talk about pretty much anything else.
Most things.
Can I say something that makes me really mad about Adam Sandler?
Yes.
Absolutely.
The way he fake cries makes me really angry.
Because he's not a good actor. Yeah.
Well, no, because like his whole thing in this movie is he's like such a player and like gets all these girls who are on vacation to sleep with him all the time and like lies to them, and so like in a few of his schemes he has to fake cry. And it's just so unbelievable and ridiculous and like not cute and not funny. And I feel like he does it a lot, especially in like Billy Madison and shit. And it's always the same, and it always annoys me.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
What is,
air out that grievance here.
What's Billy Madison about? Because I've heard from people.
It's the one where he
that's
fails grade school or something, and because he's like his dad owns this company and he wants to take it over, but he like didn't even finish grade school, so he has to go back as a fully grown adult and redo all the grades and pass them, but like
Okay.
quickly. I think he like goes through all of grade school in like a year or something to be able
Okay.
to take over the company.
I've heard from a lot of people that that's like the one Adam Sandler movie that actually is like it has something to it.
It's still really, really dumb. Like, it has very similar dumb comedy. I wouldn't say that's the one Adam Sandler.
Okay.
But like it's I think, and the only reason I'm still able to enjoy these movies, like, it is also, like, very much nostalgia-based for me because, like, I did watch them as a kid. But, like, I think I just need to put myself in the mindset of, like, a 5-year-old again to enjoy them. So if I do that, I find them funny. But I just need to ignore everything that's problematic, which, you know, I do struggle with. But if I watch it on a good day, maybe I can sometimes
you're not
do
alone.
it.
Like, I also watched his movies as a kid much more than I do now. Like, I watched The Wedding Singer a lot.
Yeah.
Also Drew Barrymore and Adam
We love
Sandler.
working together.
I remember as a kid really enjoying bedtime stories.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys- But and Russell Brand was
that
also
was
in that
just
one.
a kid's movie too.
Exactly, and I think like that one to me is still the one of like, oh, I actually like this one.
I really liked Click. It made me cry.
I've never seen that one, but I always wanted to.
See, that one, I will say, is an Adam Sandler movie with something more to it. Keep in mind, I'm saying this not having seen it in a decade, but my memory is that there's more to it. What?
Christopher Walken's in that movie, right?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I just remember that because in the early 2000s, that was like the quintessential trailer on every DVD I bought. Like, for some reason,
Really?
like every movie I would watch, there would be a trailer for Click on it in like this one era, and I was like, huh, I should probably see this movie, and I never
Do you guys want to hear something really funny?
Yeah.
So in Click, he gets the remote that he clicks, the title, at Bed Bath & Beyond in the Beyond section. And at the time, I didn't know Bed Bath & Beyond was a real store because in Windsor, Ontario, we didn't have one.
Yeah.
So then I went to like Toronto at one point and we drove by one and I was like, wait, this is real? I thought this was made for the movie Click.
That's funny.
There is no Beyond section in real life, so that was falsified. But it made me realize that Bed Bath & Beyond is a store. We just didn't have it because we lived in a smaller city.
Yeah.
The Beyond section is just the break room where the employees talk about how shitty the company treats them.
Yes.
That's the Beyond section.
Oh my god, speaking of employees working for a shitty company, I am going to talk about Top Gun Maverick for a second here, because we obviously recently saw it. Carol, it's cinema at its finest. That's all I'll say. It's a wonderful experience.
I'm probably not going to see it, I'm not going to lie to you.
That's fine.
Have you seen the first Top Gun movie?
I should.
At some point, yeah.
Oh.
But my dad was also obsessed with it, so it like played a lot in my house.
This was legitimately good. Like, I get, still, if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to watch it. But it is legitimately good. It's not just cheesy fun. But I will say,
I mean, it is cheesy.
it is. But it's also...
It's like much more effective than the first movie attempts at like corny 80s like
Tom Cruise
absolutely
just makes me
absolutely.
too uncomfortable. I don't think I can do it.
I understand that he's a Scientologist.
Yeah. Just something about his face weirds me out.
It's his middle tooth. We
think so.
discussed this. It's his middle tooth.
It's better. It's better.
It
now.
gets better. I mean, he's put some money into it, and it's less in the middle.
Some of that sweet Scientology money. He's risking his ticket to Xenon.
Well,
by doing that.
Whatever. I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, what were you gonna say about employee rights?
Yeah, all I was gonna say is that before Top Gun Maverick, for some reason, there were 2 separate commercials for working at Amazon, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Wait, and just to be clear, we didn't see this at the normal local theater we go to see it at, because we wanted to see it at the mall theater because the mall theater has a proper like Dolby Atmos like environment with like a bigger screen and like better sound system, and it was definitely worthwhile to see it in that theater. Absolutely. But we didn't get the usual trailers. We didn't get Eddie Azar. We didn't get those 2 guys that have a poorly shot trailer of them walking down. Carol, we didn't see your brother. I mean, we didn't get any of this stuff. Shout out to Lakeshore Cinemas. But like,
and
we
friend
saw it
Claudia.
in Devonshire.
No.
Yes, we didn't see that.
Unfortunately.
But we did get multiple Amazon commercials for some reason at the Devonshire theater.
Is there an Amazon like factory or shipping center or something near you guys?
Well, there's going to be one.
There's going to be one.
Maybe that's why they have.
That might be why they started putting it. Yeah, they're building one here.
Yeah, there's going to be a distribution center coming here.
Yeah.
Of course there will be. It's okay. We have one here too.
It's
everywhere.
Ottawa.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, this commercial, it was funny because like all the employees were coerced into saying how amazing they're treated.
It was so
We
funny.
love Jeff Bezos. What a great
Literally, no.
boss.
It was so good. I was laughing so
Gun
hard.
to
I was
their
like,
head.
what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I hate
Such
that.
bullshit propaganda. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
What about all the marine animals in 50 First Dates?
Yeah, I mean, they were there.
Are penguins tropical animals?
Nope, absolutely not.
Sweet.
So they were just, what were they doing there?
Wait, have
at
you
a
seen
SeaWorld?
Happy Feet though? Don't
Yes.
they surf in that? Or no, there was a
Yeah.
different penguin surfing movie, right?
No, it was that one.
No.
Oh no, it was Surf's Up.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my
So
god,
maybe
I
there-
forgot about that
So
movie.
maybe there are penguins who
But
survive in warm climates.
I always thought that was like, it was kind of like in
I just thought
Madagascar.
there were
how
penguins
the
in
penguins-
Antarctica. Oh yeah.
How the penguins go to a tropical, like it was just that was the year. I think it was the same year.
Yeah.
That was like a theme that year of
Well, they
penguins
live
where they
in the
shouldn't
southern hemisphere exclusively, except for one species, the Galapagos penguin, that's found north of the equator.
be. Oh, okay. So there are tropical penguins.
Yeah.
Then.
Well, one. Well, they're all in the
Well,
southern
one
hemisphere.
species,
so they're all
not one
kind of-
penguin.
Yeah.
Um,
no,
speaking
no,
of
there's
the-
just one.
Just one single penguin.
Aw, so lonely.
Speaking of the penguins of Madagascar, and also
Sure.
Top Gun Maverick,
Stop.
there's a scene in Top Gun Maverick where they literally do just smile and wave. Like they
Oh my
literally
God.
like say that,
Oh yeah.
and
Did
it
they
made
have
me
to play
laugh
Madagascar?
so
I
hard.
didn't connect that in my mind.
Dude, when he's like just smile and wave, I was like,
They had to write a
holy
check
fuck.
to DreamWorks. Do you think they
I swear,
that?
it was so funny. Like it yeah, it was fantastic. It's a
Or
fantastic
trademarked,
moment.
whatever.
I don't know. Can DreamWorks trademark the phrase "smile and wave"?
I don't know.
No, because then anyone could like
Trademark any
trademark
dialogue?
any line in their movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's okay. That's fair.
That would be very 1984.
yeah.
I think. I don't know. I've never read it. You're the resident expert.
I
on
am the resident
1984.
expert
I
on
listened to
1984.
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you both are then.
they don't really trademark. It's more just about like fake news, but not like Donald Trump fake news, like actual fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just convenient to say everything's 1984 because most people haven't read it, and so that's just what everyone does now. That's
Yeah.
just become the new.
Literally
Anything
1984.
dystopian. 1980. It's like 1984.
Yeah, 1984.
Yeah.
No,
Look
it's
at
not.
I thought it was like isn't it about like capitalism on like a huge, like a much larger scale though, or is it not about that at all?
It's basically about this government that like is constantly. It's like a dictatorship government that there's like what's the phrase? It's the phrase everyone likes to
Big
use
Brother's
as well.
watching you.
Big Brother's watching you, but the other one where it's like
See, that's a line they could trademark.
yes,
Yeah.
that probably is. It's something about like thought crimes, but I can't remember what it's called. It's like
Oh.
something speak. I forget. I don't know. It's all basically just about like how you have to literally change your thoughts about a situation based on what the government's telling you. So it'll be like you'll see something happening with government will be like, no, this is actually what it is. And like if you don't
So it's like brainwashing.
yeah, and like if you don't believe that, then like you'll disappear or whatever. Like you have to basically conform in that way. So basically, nothing like trying to get people vaccinated, but you know, very convenient to say that vaccine mandates are similar to 1984, but you know, nothing at all like that actually. So maybe people should read the book. That would be.
Is there a movie about it?
I think they did make a movie in 1984 about 19. Because like, how could you not?
Okay.
I think they recently made a movie,
Really?
but I think it might have. Wait, I might be mixing it up with something, or like
Okay,
a
while you're
show
looking
or
that up.
something. Okay, there was a
Petition.
1984 and 1984.
Fuck yeah, you have to. You have to.
Petition to make our 84th episode 1984.
All right.
Are we gonna remember that?
We'll make it a.
We'll make a note of it after
We'll make
this.
a note, and we'll make it a book/movie review where we
Sure.
can watch the movie, and I will also bring my book knowledge to it.
Perfect.
And we
There
can-
was
we
also a
can discuss.
1984 and 1956.
Was that when the book was
No, the
written?
book was released in 48. So it was
Oh.
released in 48, and so George Orwell was like, yeah, 84,
Interesting.
whatever. Just swap the the date on that. Yeah. Cool. Also, there's that famous Apple commercial, and they show a little
Oh,
bit of it
yeah.
in Steve Jobs, where it's like the whole ad was based around 1984, and it's basically the ad that like made Apple what Apple was. It was like one of the best ads in history or whatever.
Right, I remember that ad.
And then in that movie, they like there's the funny recurring bit of like, did we hire a skinhead to be in this ad? And he's like, don't worry about it. And he's like, do we have a skinhead on our payroll? And he's like, no, it's okay, don't worry about it. Which I thought was very funny. Very funny recurring bit in that movie. That's significantly better, and we should talk about that movie one day because it's a very good movie.
Sure.
That ad though, was that in 1984?
I think so, yeah, because that's when the Mac 2.
It was the Mac 2, yeah.
Yeah, so it was in 1984.
Or is the Apple II computer?
The Apple II.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, the Apple II.
It's the next big step for Apple. Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna watch the movie again today.
Me too. I haven't seen that movie
Today?
in like.
Probably.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
I'm probably gonna go watch more Stranger Things today. But,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna finish Conversations with Friends in case anyone was curious.
I was.
Nice.
The new
also you have to
Sally
prepare for your
Rooney
trip.
book adapted to show.
Exciting.
Wait, sorry, what?
It's a new Sally Rooney book that was adapted into a show, similar to
Where's it
Normal
streaming?
People, as we previously discussed. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
The whole thing is out. It's 12 episodes, I think. 30
Anyone-
minutes each.
Anyone we know in it, or is it mostly like?
Taylor Swift's boyfriend,
Okay,
Who's that?
that means nothing to me.
Joe Alwyn? Question mark?
Okay, yeah, I
I
got
have no idea
So
who
he's
that is.
nobody. He's Taylor
Yeah.
Swift's boyfriend.
And one of the girls from Girls was in it. The British
I never
one.
watched Girls. Was that any good? Adam Driver was.
I
in
heard it
Girls,
was
right?
good.
Yeah, I did. I watched it for a little bit, and then, problematic things came out, and also it was
okay.
hard to find because it was like on HBO at a
Right.
time when there was
Problematic
like
things.
about Lena Dunham.
But- Oh.
Oh, okay.
Is she someone in the show? Like an actor?
She
She
wrote
acted?
it and created it
Oh.
and acted in
Oh,
it and
fantastic.
everything. Yeah, it's like about
Great.
her life loosely.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, and it was
But-
just hard to find because there was no way to watch anything that was HBO in Canada for like quite a while. I mean, obviously illegally downloading or streaming or whatever, but now it's better because at least HBO stuff is on Crave, so we have options.
We have options, people.
Okay, so HBO Max and Crave are the same thing, right?
Well, Crave was like a separate thing that bought the rights to stream HBO
HBO
Max
stuff, yeah.
stuff. So Crave actually has
But you
a
have to
bunch
pay
of different.
$10 more for the HBO stuff.
I think they got rid of that tier service, so now it's like you literally just have to pay for Crave. Like you
It's
have
just
to get
one
it's one thing, and it's all just that
For
price.
$20? Because I'm paying
I think so.
$20. Okay. Just
Yeah.
making sure.
No. It's not like it's not like they lowered the cost, but you're still
No.
paying the extra
Are you
one.
kidding me?
They just got rid of the lower one because there was
Oh.
basically nothing that's like
Yeah.
a pure Crave original. Everything was HBO Max. So
That makes sense.
yeah,
Literally 1984.
yeah. Literally, we're living in
Oh my
1984.
God, guys.
So what are we gonna do?
But neither of those are connected to Prime Video, right? That is
No.
completely its own thing.
Yes, that's
Yes.
something that is.
For the longest time, I thought Prime Video, Crave, and HBO Max were all just different sections of the same streaming service.
No, yeah, Prime Video is completely separate, but then Crave has the rights to stream HBO Max.
Okay.
Basically, is how that works.
It's weird. I would have thought it was the other way around because
Yeah.
HBO seems bigger, but
Yeah, I don't know why HBO is only. It's like the reason is because it can only exist in the States. Like you literally nowhere else on Earth can you access HBO besides the United States.
Yeah, I don't
so
know
like
why.
all these other countries have other streaming services that have the rights to stream HBO stuff, but like the actual HBO itself is not accessible outside of the States, which I don't seems like you're leaving a lot of money on the table.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you would do
not
that.
very 1984.
Yeah, no, it's not 1984 enough. I'll be honest. We need a little bit more 1984 here.
Don't make the joke too much. We won't have anything to say when we get to our 84th episode.
That's gonna be in like a year from now.
Yeah, it will
fine.
be.
Hey, if we keep up weekly releases, it'll be less than that.
True, we've sped up since our first year anniversary.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true. Yeah, we're doing good. Okay, speaking of 1984, let's get back to 50 First Dates. I don't. The handling of the memory loss is a big sticking point issue for me, because it's ridiculous and it's
With
such
the whole
a like.
resetting every night.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very convenient
But it's like
that
cute.
it resets when she goes to bed.
I don't think it's cute. I think it's offensive to people with short-term memory loss because that's not at all what it's like. And then also just the idea that like
Well, I mean, there are also like the people memories resetting overnight there's only been like 2 cases of that. So like that doesn't actually happen.
Yeah, that's too perfect.
Yeah.
Because then each one of your days is self-contained. Like that's
Yeah.
It's very Groundhog Day.
Yeah, and then also just
So
the
like
idea that
people
like
wouldn't really have the opportunity to do that reset anyway in real life. Not that they would, obviously, because who has that time or energy or money?
Yeah. Well, and that whole the contrivance of like that, like she's convinced it's always the same day, and everyone just goes along with this, and like it has never come up before in the years that this has been a problem.
Okay, well
it's
that's
only
actually
been a
one
year.
thing.
All right,
True,
only
but
1 year, but still.
That's also one thing. That's like the one thing I actually thought was kind of cool about this movie.
Okay.
Is you say, apparently it's never come up before. I think it has, but she would just forget. And like when she comes home, realizing what's happened to her that in that one scene,
they're like, oh, it's a
the
bad
father
day.
and brother clearly have done this before.
Okay.
So it's like that implies
fair.
that it happens a lot, but
there's just no
she would just
consequence
forget
to
every
it.
day.
Yeah.
There's no consequence to it. Okay, that's fair. That is fair.
That was actually kind of clever.
All right. Whatever.
But you know what else I realized watching this is
Sorry, guys.
Palm Springs, which we've also talked about this on this podcast, is just this but way better.
Yes, I had the exact same thought when I was watching it. Yeah.
Well, it's because it is a day replaying. It is Groundhog Day-esque, but they don't forget overnight, thankfully.
Well, but before she goes into the loop,
True.
she is basically just Drew Barrymore's character.
Wow. Okay, that makes me feel better.
Just watch Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Just watch Palm Springs
I
instead.
love that movie.
It's also shorter.
Yep.
Just everything about it is better.
Yep.
Yeah, how
way
long was
funnier.
this movie?
It's funnier.
Hour and
This
a
is
half.
like 140.
140. Wow.
This was
Both
only 140.
Both of these were 140. Yeah, I know. Yeah, both of these were around 140. And one of them felt shorter than the
Yeah, I'll say 50-50. It was like very nice, went by, was done. I was like, oh, good. And this one felt like a 2.5 hour long movie.
Yeah.
It was like, so the day before we saw Top Gun Maverick, everyone came here to watch the original Top Gun, and when it was done, like I hit pause when it was done, and like the timestamp showed like it's an hour 40 because that's how long it was.
Yeah.
And Madison turned to me and she was like, "You're telling me this movie wasn't 3 hours long?" And I was like, no, this movie's only an hour 40. She was like, "There's no fucking way we've only been here for an hour and 40 minutes." And I was like, no, that's all right. Yeah, that's never a good sign when a movie feels way longer than it actually is.
I will say it felt short to me, but that's also because I knew everything that was coming because I've seen it.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
many
you've
times.
seen
That's
this
fair.
much
You've
time
seen it before. Okay, another fun thing is when I was watching it, our friend of the podcast, Angelo, who was just on the last 2 episodes we did, had to come over to drop something off, and he came in and saw I was watching this movie, and he was like, "Oh, I've seen this movie like 5 times." I was like, Angelo,
Yes,
why
Angelo.
the fuck? And he was like,
Yes.
he's like, Marco, he was like, I honestly could not even tell you what the viewings were. I have no idea why. I just know that I have this movie burned into my skull. And I was like, of course you do.
I love
Famously, everyone, by the way, Angelo, whatever franchise, pick a franchise, Angelo's only seen the worst one in that franchise.
If anything.
If anything.
Yeah.
So, like, for Star Wars, before us, he had only ever seen Phantom Menace. For Apes, he had only ever seen the Tim Burton one. Like, any franchise, he's only ever seen, like, the shitty one. Which is, it's just a very funny. So when he came in and was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen this movie," I was like, "Fucking, of course you have. Of course."
Because we didn't really get into it, but it was both of your first times watching both of these films, correct?
Yeah.
Pretty much, like, 50 First Dates I've seen bits and pieces of when I was younger,
Like
but I've
on-
never
yeah.
actually, like, sat down and watched the movie.
Same.
So
I'm in the same
Okay.
boat.
I guess this is my first time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 50-50, yeah, I'd only ever seen, like, trailers.
Yeah, that one completely I've never seen before.
Yeah, but, 50 First Dates, I think, yeah, like, my family was probably watching it at some point, and I stumbled into the room and then stumbled
I was
out.
present in the room.
Yeah, but I yeah.
Yeah. At the 50-minute mark here. I mean, it's probably a lot less once
Once it's
edit the
edited
video,
down.
but, as of recording, it's about 50 minutes. Should we pivot over to the other movie now?
Yes.
Have we talked
Okay,
enough?
wait,
about
do we
this?
recommend this movie to anyone?
No.
No.
Not
Like,
at all.
okay, no, I mean, okay, seriously, if you like Adam Sandler movies, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't personally know anyone that does. But, like, if you do, if you are an Adam
I
Sandler
can't
junkie,
in good conscience recommend this, but
Okay.
like,
if you know what to expect from an Adam Sandler movie,
yeah.
it's an Adam Sandler movie.
If Adam Sandler movies are your jam, this is just like all the rest
Also, if you're Adam Sandler, listening to this, you'd probably love this movie.
You'd probably love this movie, yeah.
I will say, like, thinking about it, if I had to watch this for the first time ever in the year 2022, I don't think I could watch it. So, yeah, I think I might not recommend it. But if you think you have, I mean, if you've already seen it, you probably will have rewatched it. So I guess I can't even say that. Yeah, just don't watch it then. It's pretty rough. It's like, it's just mean a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even talk about how there's recurring jokes about how a woman looks like a man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's androgynous. And she also gets puked on and jumps in a barrel of fish and, like, jumps in. Okay, actually, one thing that genuinely made me laugh really hard is when he said, test the temperature of the water, and she jumped in.
She just dove in.
That actually made me laugh really hard.
Sure.
But I think that might be the only time I laughed.
Okay, actually, the only time I kind of chuckled in this, I'll end it on a positive because we're switching over to
I have one thing too, so...
Okay,
this is a good way to end this conversation. The first scene where he's, like, pretending to be a secret agent kind of was a little cute.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay, fair.
Like, it was, you know, it was horrible that he was, like, lying to this woman to get away from her. That was shitty, but, like, the situation of, like, how he just jumped onto the jet ski to pretend to be a secret agent, and he was wearing those stupid sunglasses that he wears in this whole movie. I hate them, but it was funny to look at.
Okay, very early 2000s, though.
Yes.
Oh, very. And, yeah, so that's where it peaked, the first scene.
Nice. The only thing that made me laugh, as much as Sean Astin's lisp is offensive, he is still just a good actor, and so there's the scene where fucking Adam Sandler shows up, and Sean Astin gets pissed at him and, like, goes to fight him or whatever, and then immediately it's just, like, gets taken down and is thwarted.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just so funny to me where I was like, haha, that's fine. Like, just because Sean Astin is a good performer, and so, like, the physical comedy of that was very good. But...
Oh, remember how Dan Aykroyd was in this movie?
Oh, yeah, Dan Aykroyd was in this movie. Yep.
He's the
that
doctor.
was funny. That was funny because I was like, oh, it's an Adam Sandler movie. I wonder who the doctor's going to be played by. It's going to be someone. It's not just going to be a nobody.
Someone famous. I know.
And it was Dan Aykroyd. I did not see that coming.
Dan Aykroyd also, famously, real fucking weird person.
Yeah.
So
he slings vodka that he sells.
Also is super into aliens, and not in like a like I think aliens are cool way, but in a like the aliens have contacted us conspiracy theory tinfoil hat kind of way.
Oh, fun.
Also, I'm pretty sure he's like a 9/11 truther. I could be making that one up, but like I think.
What do you mean 9/11 truther?
Like one of those people that thinks there's like some giant conspiracy behind.
Like George Bush did it.
Bush did 9/11.
Yeah, like I think.
Besides the meme, like actually.
No. Like I think he actually thinks that. Allegedly, I don't know. He said some weird shit. But he's also Canadian, right?
Yeah, I think he is.
So good on him.
So we're just gonna say that makes him good?
No.
Doesn't
excuse
any of that.
Okay, before we move on, can I share a fun fact that made me laugh out loud more than this movie did?
Okay.
For some reason, this is a fact on IMDb. The dead body in the morgue near the beginning of the film was played by Ronnie Har. He would go on to own and operate a UPS store in Carson, California. Tell me why that was on IMDb.
Good for Ronnie.
Do you think he wrote that in himself? He's like, everyone go to my UPS store, I'm famous. Made me laugh.
Honestly, he might have. Yeah, that's really
But
fun.
yeah, that's a
I
fun
think
fact.
anyone can add IMDb facts.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. And then you just say whether you
they're
find
just
it
wrong.
interesting or not.
And spelled horribly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I still trust them, and they're usually all of the source of my fun facts. So if anything's wrong, blame IMDb.
Perfect.
All right.
And usually they're pretty. It's like Wikipedia. Like 90% of the time, it's fine.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, there's something wacky on there that
You know what?
kind of like.
And I'm going to say it and never do any further research. So
exactly.
we're just going to keep taking it as fact.
Exactly.
So
All right.
50-50?
50-50.
Yes.
I'm at the 52-minute mark on my recording, so we might be closer
We're
to
at
50
55.
actual minutes now. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's true. We might actually be at 50. That would be.
When we actually start talking about the movie.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Hey guys, quick editor's note. We are indeed really close to the 50-minute mark. So close, in fact, that I thought it would be worth it to fill the time, specifically 1 minute and 5 seconds, so that we do indeed start discussing the next movie, 50-50, exactly at the 50-minute mark. So Why is there a siren in the background? You know what? Since it's just to fill time, that's fine. We're gonna let it be. I'm not gonna re-record this. This is just gonna be my first take, sirens and all, roommate walking in the background, time-filling rambling to get us to 50 minutes. See, isn't this better than me just filling it with white noise for a minute and a half? I imagine this is really enjoyable for everyone, myself included. And that's about time. Thanks.
Okay. This one's pretty good.
It is.
Yeah.
I had a good time with this.
I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
It's loosely
First question out the
inspired
gate.
by the writer's own experience with cancer, with Rogen's character, Kyle, based on Seth Rogen himself, because he's friends with the writer. And apparently when the writer called Seth Rogen to tell him he had cancer, Seth Rogen was taking a shit. But they were like, that's probably not a great thing to put in the movie, so they tweaked it. But yeah, so Seth Rogen, I guess, being an not completely asshole friend, like, it is a complex relationship. We'll delve into it more, but so I guess his lackadaisical response to his friend's cancer is real-ish. Ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who was the writer for this? I didn't catch it in the credits.
Will Reiser.
Okay.
Yeah, you know why I didn't catch it in the credits? It's because it was weird. I noticed, like, when it cut to black, it just started the scrolling credits. Like, there was no directed by, written by, produced by.
That's probably
I've never seen that before.
Yeah. Interesting.
Didn't want to take all the credit.
Yeah. They went right to the full credits.
The person who directed this just, like, pro bono. Like,
Yeah.
It was just a passion project, no money whatsoever. Or credit.
Don't even give me a credit. That's funny.
First question out the gate. Why does Bryce Dallas Howard always play the worst person in the world?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because
it's unfortunate because she's like, I've seen her in interviews and stuff, and she seems like a really like down to earth, fun.
I'm
cool.
sure in real life she's great, but
it's so weird that she's always playing the worst.
Yeah.
Also, the movie title was her idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, seriously?
Yes, because it was originally going to be called I'm With Cancer. That was the working title. And then it was later renamed to Live With It, which would have been so lame. And then she suggested 50-50, and like she kept saying it on set, and people were like, we don't like it. And then they went with it, and she was surprised.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
This is clearly the best of those three options.
I would have thought it was like they came up with the title very early on because of the line in the movie that says 50-50.
Well, you know what? If it had a different title, we wouldn't be talking about it right now. So thank God.
That's true.
That is literally true. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to thank Bryce Dallas Howard for
giving us this episode of the
constructing the theme of this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, there are probably a lot of other, not probably, for sure, a lot of other movies with 50 or 500.
No,
or something
we looked. These were the only two.
I mean, we looked
of
for a
note
while.
that remember.
Yeah.
You remember
right.
this?
You're
the only
correct.
thing that would come close is 500 Days of Summer because there's 5.
That was also
it's
that was
500.
also an IMDb fun fact. It was like, this is Joseph Gordon-Levitt's second movie that started with 5 and 0, and I was like, okay, this is a stretch of a fact, but sure.
Did we write that?
Yeah. If we ever get to episode 500, we'll do 500 Days of Summer.
And
We have to save it for that. We have to save it for that. We can't do it otherwise.
That's so funny.
How long do you think that would take to get there?
If it took, let's call it 2 years to get to 50.
But the rate has increased now because we've started to do these more frequently.
Okay, so let's say we can do, well, if we're doing one a week, that would be like around 50 a year because there's 52 weeks in a year.
And then take away like a month from each year. So take away 4 episodes.
Okay.
So let's say 46 episodes.
Sure, 46 a year.
I think it would take like 6 years.
That's about 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we'll be in our 30s when we get to episode 100.
Yep.
Yeah, guys, how long can we keep this podcast going before it like is pathetic?
We've blown beyond that point, Carol. Don't worry about it. From the moment it started, it was pathetic. So there's nothing to worry about.
Okay, guys. Well, you heard it here. We are pathetic, and we're gonna end now. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So back to the movie.
Yes.
This was very. I really liked I don't. Okay, for some reason, I liked that it took place in Seattle. Like, contrary to the last movie we just talked about, I think the setting actually weirdly, not that it was plot important. Well, it kind of was because they work in radio. Well, by the way, what is it with Seattle and radio? Like, is that the radio capital of the U.S. or something?
I don't know.
Because everything I've ever watched that takes place in Seattle, like, there's always some radio aspect.
Like, is it because of Frasier? Did Frasier, like, incept that idea, and now anytime anyone thinks of Seattle, it's always, like, a radio thing?
Like,
I don't know.
Fun fact, The Last of Us Part 2 takes place largely in Seattle.
Okay.
And there's literally a section where you're exploring an abandoned radio.
I googled Seattle radio
office.
? But I didn't really get any answers.
Okay. Because, like, radio exists everywhere.
Yeah. It definitely does.
That's weird. But yeah, I did like that it took place in Seattle. Originally, I thought it was New York when he was jogging through the city, but it was a nice twist to find out that it was a lesser used coastal city.
Yeah, there's something about Seattle that I think is always nice. It's always
I
nice
like it.
when
I like
it's
that.
something, yeah.
I like how rainy it is over there.
Yeah, me too.
Which makes sense for like a cancer movie.
Yeah.
It is more of a
Dreary
bleak
weather.
New York City. Yeah. I also like that it's on the West Coast, so there's like kind of more foresty areas than you get on the East Coast. It's nice.
I'd love to
It's
visit it.
Good decision.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting city to visit.
I've talked about, my sister and I, obviously both major Frasier fans, have talked about one
Major Frasier.
day taking a trip up to Seattle, even though there's literally not one single landmark, because I'm pretty sure that entire show was shot on sound stages. So
Yeah.
Well, it's the Seattle Space Needle.
Oh, I meant Frasier landmarks. Yeah, I mean, there's like actual Seattle things,
There's
but like
things to do there.
I doubt there's like a statue of fucking Kelsey Grammer anywhere to go look at. So, yeah.
Is that what you would have wanted to go look at?
I mean, yes, I would.
Statue of
If
Kelsey
there was
Grammer?
a statue of Kelsey Grammer, I'm sure Marco would be there 100%.
You know I would. Yeah, that would be
He'd
the
be
highlight of the
worshiping
trip.
it on his knees.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh my
that'd
gosh.
be so good.
Okay, so 50-50. What did you think about Bryce Dallas Howard being a big old cheater? Did you see it coming?
Yes.
Kind of. Well, not cheating specifically. I knew she was going to flake out on him.
Yeah.
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 And especially when they introduced Anna Kendrick, who is also great in this movie.
Yeah.
You really thought that right after she was introduced, even though she was his therapist?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, partially because Anna Kendrick had higher billing than Bryce Dallas Howard.
Correct.
Yeah.
But also just narratively, like, you know, it was pretty... Not that it was bad that I saw it coming. Like, it was... Bryce Dallas Howard is, again, knowing the type of roles that she plays.
Yes.
She is really good at it. I will say
I know,
that.
she is good at it.
Like, even in the
she's a
scene
good
when
actor.
she comes home and Seth Rogen is confronting her, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
I, like,
and that was also...
It was over the
that
top.
was also
Seth Rogen was very mean, but I think that was his whole character's theme, is that he's just a very intense friend. He's very specific and seemingly selfish, but secretly
that's
has
what
a
I wanted
heart
to
of
bring up
gold. Question mark?
I wanted to bring that up too, is like, it was also kind of shitty for him to bring it up in the way that he did, and that raises the question, if your friend might die of cancer, but you find out they're being cheated on, do you tell them, or do you just make them believe that they're...
I would tell them.
Like, keep them happy while they're still alive?
Nah, I would tell.
I would tell them.
Fuck it.
Well, especially since, like, what was she really doing for him anyway? She was picking him up late. She was, like, kind of dropping him off sometimes, but never even going in. Like, it's not like she was really improving his life in any way. She was never home. Maybe if she was, like, still outwardly being supportive and there and, like, was making his life better in some way, I might have an argument for not telling him. But that relationship, oh, yeah. Dump her.
That's true.
Yes.
This specific
Waste of
relationship,
energy. Yeah.
He clearly was not... Or I guess he clearly could have saw it coming in this situation,
Yeah.
But just in general, I was thinking about, like, wouldn't it be better to make him believe that his last, like, months on Earth, like, he was loved and not being cheated on? If it was anyone else besides the character Bryce Dallas Howard plays?
Yeah, I think it would depend on the relationship. Like, because if it was a relatively happy relationship, and also if it was like, I think it was more clear of like certain death, that would also play a different role.
But our chances were only 50-50.
50-50. Like that's if it, like because it's yeah. If it was a casino, that you'd have the best odds in the house. That's the line from the movie. But like if it was like something that like the person could recover from or whatever, I think I would be more inclined to tell them the truth so they don't fucking waste their time. But like if they're gonna die in 2 weeks, I guess like then at that point it's kind of like, I mean, what does this matter to anything?
Yeah, because I got the sense that Seth Rogen was only telling, like that scene where he bursts out and tells them, it was like for him. It wasn't for Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It was like
I'm right. I hate her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My validation. Yeah.
And as we've discussed, like he also is not a great. I mean, he's not a bad guy, but like I liked how they tackled his character. That he is kind of a piece of shit, but he's redeemable. Yeah. He's a redeemable piece of shit, and like he comes around in the end, and he's actually. I like when they revealed that. Although he's, for most of the movie, trying to use the cancer for gains of his own, he has been women. He has also been like reading up and getting invested in the fact that his friend has cancer, and I like that he's present in the hospital in the climactic surgery scene. Yeah,
that felt good. Yeah, it felt right. Definitely felt fitting.
Yeah, I like their chemistry a lot, Seth Rogen and Joseph.
And like
JGL.
I think it makes sense to me because like sorry to just harp on stereotypes about men, but they typically keep shitty like friendships from high school with really problematic people for a long time. So that makes sense to me that Joseph Gordon-Levitt would keep being friends with this guy who's clearly a dick just because like they've been friends forever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is true.
So it checks out. Especially when they talked about prom.
About what?
They talked about prom. They were at like a bench or something, and they're like, "We haven't been here since prom," so it showed you that they were like friends forever.
Oh yeah,
which makes sense.
Yeah. Carol, are you trying to say our friend group is super problematic and we need to disband?
No, not you guys. Never.
Dishonorably discharge the friend group.
Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you Angelo is a problem.
Yeah. Super problematic the way he's only ever seen the worst movies in every franchise.
That's arguably
that's the most. That is like in our entire friend group.
You guys should have called him out on this years ago.
Yeah, I know. What were we thinking, letting him get away with
that?
we
did. We've told him many times. And
but he hasn't changed his actions.
He hasn't.
No.
And that's unacceptable.
There's been no reform.
Yeah. Angelo's reform. Poor Angelo. Oh, what a poor bastard. Okay, so, I was going to bring something up now. I totally forgot. What were we talking about?
Problematic high school friends.
Seth Rogen, Bryce Dallas Howard. Okay. Because you brought up the relationship with Anna Kendrick, kind of, like how that sort of played out. If I had one, not gripe, but just something, and it's probably only top of mind because of stuff I've watched recently, Top Gun Maverick, but other stuff I've watched recently as well, I you know, just the trope of like can't she have just been the therapist without it needing to devolve into a romantic relationship?
Sure.
Like,
I mean,
like it's not bad. It doesn't like stand out as like they don't have chemistry or this is weird. Like, no, they do have chemistry and they clearly like it makes sense, but also he could have just like lost that relationship with Bryce Dallas Howard and then like post cancer and everything just been like ready to start a new life. Like, I don't think we necessarily needed to see them being in a relationship after the fact.
That's fair. They could have just been. It could have been just like a, you know, a friend relationship, platonic.
Yeah, I mean, but God forbid, like movies just. If there was a male and female on screen in a movie, they're gonna fuck at some point. There is like absolutely no other reason.
I will say, when I initially watched this, the year it came out, because as I said, I was in a Joseph Gordon-Levitt obsession phase. I really did love his relationship with Anna Kendrick, but now watching it over a decade later, and also having gone through therapy, I was just like, you should not be with your therapist. Yeah. And also now, first of all, she was 24, which is, you know, our age, which freaked me out. I was like, oh God, I hate that. That she's like a full therapist talking to cancer patients, like the stress, I could never. But yeah, so just the whole scenario stressed me out because I was like, I couldn't imagine a person who I tell like everything to then was like, yeah, let's date. And I'm like, you know too much about me. I don't like that. Yeah, so that
to be
was
fair,
weird. And also like
start
totally not
dating.
allowed.
Oh yeah, very illegal.
Yeah.
But on that note, though, I mean, they don't start dating until he's done being
That's
their
true.
patient.
Yes.
At least.
Which makes it like legally better.
And they
It's kind of like
they really intentionally
like-
never kissed. Sorry, Dan.
it's okay. It's
That is
kind of
true.
it reminds me of in 21 Jump Street how they keep mentioning how
Yes.
Brie Larson's character is 18, so
Yeah.
it's legal.
It's technically okay. Don't think too hard about it. Yeah, exactly. That's also the vibes I got too. But yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, they have good chemistry. Like it's not
they do have good chemistry.
it's not an awkward relationship.
Yeah, the studio wanted them to film scenes of them kissing at their date, but they
I'm
were
glad they
like,
didn't.
no, they were like, we're not even gonna film it because we know if we film it, the studio's gonna force us to put it in.
Yeah.
So we're not.
Smart choice.
Yeah, I also agree.
Yeah. What else? You know what I liked about this movie is the cancer obviously is like a huge like central theme about it, but it was kind of just the method of Joseph Gordon-Levitt getting over a shitty relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a way, Bryce Dallas Howard was like a tumor on their relationship.
Yes, she was.
It's all a
Much like a cancer
metaphor.
And not just her, I mean like aspects of his friendship with Seth Rogen and
Yeah. Well, his shitty
His mom.
life, his shitty
yeah,
afraid to take risks,
Yeah.
basically.
whether it's in his
It's like in
relationships
Top Gun
or
Maverick,
anything.
where Goose is afraid to take risks.
I mean, unfortunately, it is exactly like Top Gun Maverick. I mean, that is true.
I said Goose, by the way. Sorry.
Rooster.
Yes.
Miles Teller,
Yeah.
and his second best performance ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was he actually good in this one or bad?
He was.
Okay.
He's good
Yeah, he's very believable as Goose's
as Goose's son. Yeah,
Good for him.
He's believable. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So on the topic though of like the whole Joseph Gordon-Levitt thing, like I thought they did a good job of like setting him up in terms of like, even that opening scene we're talking about, like him going for a run, like there's some nice visual storytelling there of him like not running across the street even though there was no cars.
Yeah.
Because he like waited
Oh,
to
yeah.
make sure
But
it
the
was
person
okay.
who did run was really sprinting.
That was like the
holy
Flash, bro.
shit.
I was like, holy shit! Like this is the fastest man alive. Like, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, they do a good job of that. And then when he's talking to Anna Kendrick and she's like, oh, like you've never driven, and he's like, well, like, do you know how like statistically unsafe like cars are? And then he's like, I guess none of that fucking matters
He has
anymore. I
cancer.
literally have cancer now. Like, what does it matter anymore? Yeah, I thought that was all really well done.
Yeah.
In terms of like really setting up this guy's life of like always having played everything safe and then realizing like it's none of it matters. Literally none of it matters because anything could happen at any moment.
Yeah.
It also was really rewarding to then see this like really emotionally reserved guy breaking down in his friend's car.
Yeah.
That was also really
Yes.
nice. It
That
made
was
sense.
very
It had to
cathartic.
happen at some point.
Yeah.
Also,
absolutely.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was almost not in this. James McAvoy, you know
McAvoy.
who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was signed on to do it, but then he had to drop out because he was going to miss the birth of his daughter or something like that,
Oh.
or child. Birth of his first child. I don't know if it's a daughter. I don't know why I assumed. Sorry, James.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why he dropped out.
I
mean,
would have thought.
He's a phenomenal actor, but like I just feel like
I feel like he's
JGL
bald a
working
lot.
with Seth Rogen. He is bald a lot. That's true.
Isn't that
is
weird?
very true.
Why does he keep being bald for things?
He's got a good bald head.
Well, because he's Professor X.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah.
He was also
But,
bald
like-
in other movies. That like Split personality movie. I think he was bald.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
bald and split.
I
What
think
else,
he
though?
was.
That's
I
the
think
only
there
one
was another similar movie that he was in, which was like set in I think a mental institution. I don't know if he was also bald in
Yeah,
that or
Glass.
not. Yeah,
That was
that
just
one.
the sequel.
That's the
to-
sequel to Split.
Yeah.
So it's technically the same
Oh.
universe. Yeah.
Really?
Same character.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
And those are both sequels to another M. Night movie.
Unbreakable?
Yes.
Really?
Where Bruce Willis is a bald
Yeah.
man.
It was a secret franchise we didn't know about.
Oh.
That was the big twist. Is when Split came out, the final scene revealed that it was in the same universe as Unbreakable.
Yeah.
That was the M. Night twist of that movie.
I
Classic.
missed
Which, if
all
you were
of
like me
that.
and never saw Unbreakable, that meant nothing to
It
you.
meant nothing
Yeah.
to you. Yeah.
But it was just a good movie.
Yeah,
it was
it
an
was.
actual good M. Night Shyamalan
Interesting.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not many. His newest one,
Nope.
old, trash. Never watched it.
heard it's hilarious.
so bad.
Yeah, I've heard that's laughably
It's
bad.
Yeah.
so bad.
I kind of want to watch it because I
Yeah.
might actually.
Yeah,
get
if
some
you
laughs
get
out of
a big group of friends together and like watch it at home and you can like shit on it, I think you could
Exactly.
have a
like
good
I've
time.
seen some of the dialogue deliveries by some of the
Yeah,
kids,
it's great.
and they're so funny.
I mean, does he have? I mean, like Sixth Sense.
Sixth
is
Sense,
good,
obviously.
But like, what else?
Split.
People liked.
That's-
People like Signs.
Oh, I liked
Oh.
Signs.
Is the Joaquin Phoenix one?
Joaquin
Yeah.
and Mel Gibson. Yeah.
There was also the one.
We're really struggling to find a good.
The
M. Night
Pussycat Dolls made a song for it. What was it called?
What the fuck? The Pussycat Dolls?
For the movie?
Yeah. Which one was it? Let's see. Let's go to IMDb. I'll get there, guys. Just give
I'm
me
going
a
through all his
second.
movies in my head. I have no idea what this movie is. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, have you guys seen that?
No.
It's so
Oh
bad.
wait, why did
and
I
I've
think
never
it
even
was an
seen
M. Night
the anime.
Shyamalan movie? Maybe it's not. Oh no. Was I wrong?
I really can't picture one of their songs in an M Night movie,
Me
but
neither.
I was wrong. Who made that movie? I can't even think of the title.
What
How am
movie
I
is it?
gonna find it?
No.
Oh no.
just look up Pussycat Dolls songs and go from there.
This has happened to me before.
This exact scenario.
Yes, the name of this movie always leaves me.
That's so funny.
And apparently I bring it up all the time, and it ruins my life every time I have to bring it up. Oh my god. What song was it? Jai Ho is what it was called. Hold on. Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh.
I don't know why
Why
I
did you
thought
think that was an M. Night movie?
I have no idea why I thought that was an M. Night Shyamalan movie, but I was fucking convinced until this second. Wow,
Danny Boyle?
I feel dumb.
I think so.
That's funny.
Okay,
Who did
well then,
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs and Sunshine
Yeah.
Sunshine?
and 28 Days Later? Yeah.
Eternal
Yeah, Danny
Sunshine
Boyle.
of the Spotless Mind?
No, Sunshine the movie.
Oh.
Sunshine.
Sunshine the
movie.
movie.
Sunshine the movie, Sunshine. That should be what it's called.
Full title.
Yeah, put that on the poster.
Oh,
Have you
okay.
guys seen that movie?
No, I keep meaning to, but
It's good.
Sunshine? The movie
Yeah.
Sunshine?
Well, also Eternal Sunshine is a great movie.
Eternal Sunshine, I've seen many times. Sunshine,
Haven't
I've
seen
never
either.
even heard of.
Good movie.
nice.
I'm looking it up.
It's an indie space movie starring Cillian Murphy and
Oh.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Oh.
And, Mark Strong.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Interesting.
Oh, and what's her name? The who's Moira in the prequel
Yeah.
X-Men movies?
Oh, I thought
she's
you
in the
meant
Neighbors
Moira
movies.
Rose. And I was like,
Yeah.
No,
Catherine
not Catherine O'Hara.
No.
She's in Neighbors as well. I don't know if you've seen
Oh,
those movies, Carol.
Oh, yeah.
Something.
What's the woman? I can't remember her name.
Rose Byrne?
Yes, Rose
That's
Byrne.
her.
Yeah.
Rose Byrne.
Yeah.
She's in that. And
Our
I think
memories are doing
Sunshine-
really well today, guys.
Yeah. I believe Sunshine was written by Alex Garland, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Who is
Because I
Alex
know it
Garland?
has a famous
That
writer
would,
too.
that would be cool if it was.
Why would it be
I think it
cool?
was.
Who's that?
He made Ex Machina,
Ah.
Annihilation, and now Men.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm really
that
excited
guy.
to see Men.
Also, Men is like a D cinema score.
No.
A D. What
Like
do
a
you mean?
D, like ABCD. Like it is a very bad cinema score.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah,
That makes
I
me
Maybe
sad.
that
It
might
was written by
that
Alex
could mean that
Garland.
it's very divisive though.
Yes.
Which is interesting.
exactly.
D for divisive.
It was written by Alex Garland.
Sunshine was written by Alex Garland.
Yes.
Holy shit.
And it also
Very
has
cool.
Michelle Yeoh from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh's
She
great.
is in
And
that, yeah.
Benedict Wong. Wow, what a cast.
Wow,
It's a
what
great
the fuck?
cast. Yeah.
I gotta watch this movie.
Nice ensemble cast. You do. It's a good movie.
Anyway, so 50-50. I really like his old best friends. The ones
Yes.
who he did chemo with, and
Wait.
then they like
Oh,
had
yeah.
bluegrass shots and
Oh.
just got high all the time.
Yeah.
I liked them a lot.
Yes, and we got Bookman from Seinfeld.
That's who it was. I was trying to think about who the fuck. I was
Yeah.
like, where do I know this guy from? Yeah.
Lieutenant Bookman.
I don't know if I've
the
gotten
library
to him
cop.
yet.
The library.
Where are you in Seinfeld?
Oh, I haven't been watching it in quite a while. I've been distracted,
Where'd you
guys.
leave off?
I think I'm still at the end of season 4 or season 5.
And you haven't run into Bookman yet?
I don't know.
I thought that was a pretty early
Who's
one.
Bookman? What does he do?
Have you seen the episode where Jerry has an overdue library book?
Oh yeah.
The guy, the library cop that comes and
Yes.
teases him about it. Yeah.
Oh, I would not have
That's
recognized
him.
him. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's him.
Checks out.
So, I think it's Leslie David Baker
That's
because I saw his name in the credits and recognized it from somewhere, but couldn't put a face to it until I saw him in the movie.
Let me look it up.
well, yeah.
But I
I'm
was
on
glad.
IMDb. Might as well look it all up.
We're having all of our facts checked.
Leslie David Baker is the guy from The Office.
That's what I was thinking. So
He's
I was
staying-
like,
Oh, sorry.
that's
Sorry,
surprising.
it's something else. It's something similar then.
Philip Baker
Let's say-
Hall.
Yeah, that's what it is. Not Leslie David Baker.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the name that I saw in the credits, yeah.
That's so funny.
He was in something else too, I think, besides Seinfeld that I like and have seen. I'm gonna keep.
Yeah,
it.
he's been in a bunch of stuff. Was he in Zodiac?
He might be.
I think he was in Zodiac.
I recently
He's in a movie
oh.
called The Zodiac from 2005, but it's
Oh.
not.
Interesting.
It's not the
That's-
actual Zodiac.
that's
He's in
weird.
Rush
That's
Hour.
It's really weird.
Haven't seen that.
Oh, he is in Zodiac. He's in both Zodiac movies. What the
What?
fuck? That's so weird.
What's the Zodiac?
A Zodiac.
Is that just like about
Let's
the
see.
serial killer?
Thriller mystery, 2.5 hours. This film based on actual events. Yeah, it's literally just another movie about.
Does he really like
Zodiac
the
Killer.
Zodiac Killer?
He must. Maybe he was the Zodiac killer.
We solved it.
That's why he's in all these movies, you know, hiding in plain sight.
It's kind of scary how like we've basically identified who probably was and he's dead.
Yeah,
The Zodiac killer.
good times.
No. not good times. Okay, we need to wrap up this movie because we're getting.
We're getting distracted.
Yeah.
This energy has the episode of like a Friday night we're drunk podcast.
You mean
Meanwhile,
this
it's
episode has the energy of.
Yes, this episode is the energy of a drunk podcast, but we're all like perfectly sober
On
at
a
like
Sunday
1
morning.
PM on a Sunday. Yeah.
That was too perfect. How you're talking about how it feels like a drunk episode, and
And I
you're like,
flip the words.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
50-50. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend. I will probably watch this movie again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will most likely watch this movie again.
I also would recommend this movie.
Absolutely.
I think.
Oh, we didn't do recommends up top this episode.
Yeah.
Well,
what
that's
we're
why I
supposed to
asked
do.
about
Oh,
50
well.
First Dates
Yeah.
before we finish talking about it, because the people need to
Fuck it.
know.
Good call.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I would generally just recommend this. I can't
Yeah.
think of like anyone that would probably dislike it.
Yeah, unless they
Unless you
don't
really don't like
like
Seth Rogen, but
feeling
Unless
mad.
you have cancer, would you not like? I guess you would like this movie if you had
no,
cancer.
I think it's hopeful enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it might be like
Actually,
too
so
real.
everyone-
I don't know. I've never been
Maybe.
there. I don't want to. I can't give that recommendation.
Carol, you give yours, and then I have a question to ask you guys actually
Okay.
about this movie.
Yeah, I think I would recommend this to basically everyone, unless you don't like movies that make you think about cancer at all, I guess. Or like if you were recently cheated on, maybe this will be triggering. I have no idea. But yeah, this seems like a pretty inoffensive movie. Like otherwise, I don't know why anyone would hate it for any reason.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen says cunt at some point. If that makes you really upset, watch out. That's all I got.
Sweet. All right, here's my question for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about the hopeful ending? Because literally the ending of the movie, it was like 50-50, like he's going in for surgery. We literally could go either way.
Yeah.
Do you guys enjoy the fact that the movie has a hopeful ending, as opposed to him dying and then dealing with?
Oh,
it?
so just the fact that he lives?
Yeah, the fact that they make that choice to give him.
Oh yeah.
A
I
happy
think.
ending.
I think if he died, it would have just been a whole movie about like shitting on this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he would have had no victory at all. Yeah, I definitely think.
Well, I
it
think
was
also
better
because
for
it's based on the experience of the screenwriter, there was kind of no other way it
Right,
could
they
end,
just
because
kill him
then
off.
he wouldn't
Yeah.
be alive to write it.
I mean, maybe he just hates his life, and he's like,
That's
This is
true.
what I wish
died.
happened.
Yeah.
That's true. But it would be a whole other movie, so it's the only thing that made sense, really.
Yeah.
And it was
I
a
liked it.
comedy as well. Like,
Yes.
it
And there
was
were
drama,
still
but also
stakes.
comedy.
Like, you saw everyone waiting and freaking out. You didn't know.
Yeah,
And it was still
but
emotional when they were
in this
wheeling him
comedy-
away. I
Yeah.
cried.
that was, yeah. I feel like if they'd killed him off in this comedy movie.
Well, they also had other
that would've been
deaths, so
weird.
they weren't like ignoring the fact that cancer kills
Yes.
people because Mitch died. But
True. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I also like that he gets a happy ending at the end. And I do think, like you guys are saying, the mortality of cancer comes through his older friends anyway.
Yeah.
So they kind of dealt with it there, and then I think it lets them have a bit of a happier ending at the end, and which is nice.
Yeah.
Which I think works out.
Yeah.
me too.
Can I share 2 fun facts?
Yeah.
One is that this is Anna Kendrick and Bryce Dallas Howard's second collaboration since the Twilight saga Eclipse, and in both films, they don't have any scenes together at all.
Nice.
And also, at the very end, when Seth Rogen is putting, is like dressing his wound, and then Joseph Gordon-Levitt makes his wound talk. Apparently, Seth Rogen did that to Will Reiser, the guy who had cancer in real life.
Oh.
So that was fun and
That's funny.
gross.
Nice.
That's a fun scene.
Yeah, and then I also just noted down some lines that made me laugh. So I don't know if this is a good place to share those.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, go for it.
one is when he first got the diagnosis. First of all, the doctor was an asshole, but second of all, he was like, "Oh, what do you mean I have cancer? I recycle." LOL.
Yeah. That was very good. That was a very good line. Yeah.
And also when he told Seth Rogen the news, and Seth Rogen goes, "Do you have a picture of it?" I also laughed. Yeah, that's it.
I liked how he's like, I don't know, people just, they carry around pictures of shit nowadays. I don't know what to fucking say. Also, I have one thing to share
Okay.
at the end here. In one of the early scenes when after he finds out he has cancer and he's like, he's in a waiting room for something, I don't remember. Oh, I think he's in the waiting room for his first chemo session before he meets his old friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy in the waiting room who looks identical to Heisenberg in Breaking Bad. Like it looks like Walter White in a chemo session.
Yeah.
He's bald. He's dressed like Heisenberg.
His classic
dressed.
Heisenberg outfit. Yeah.
When did Breaking Bad come out? Maybe he was just around.
2008.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So like,
I mean, it would've
2008
still
to
been running.
2013.
Yeah, okay.
It would have overlapped.
Maybe
so
he had a
that
break.
could have been.
Maybe that was a joke.
That could have been
He
intentional.
flew over to
This
Vancouver.
is like Breaking Bad was at it was probably around its height
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
That's funny.
2011.
That's really funny. Yeah. Maybe that was a legitimate reference to Heisenberg.
Good
So
catch.
funny.
I mean, it
Dan.
was Seattle, but
Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to New Mexico.
Maybe
yeah,
they have better cancer doctors. Who knows?
they probably do. New
Yeah.
Mexico is a desert, so
Wait, what does that have to do with anything? You can't have good doctors
don't
in
know.
a desert?
nah, desert's just a bunch of sand.
Just a bunch of racist people in sand.
Still
Yeah.
a city, guys.
That's all that's in the desert.
All right, do you have anything else to say for episode 50?
Nah.
Did you say ha or
I
nah?
said nah.
No, I don't think so. It's been a pleasure talking 50 separate times plus bonuses. We
Plus
really,
bonuses,
we really did
yeah.
it. We're gonna continue doing it for who knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
What's our next episode?
Oh, that is a great
That was
question.
close.
Did you just knock something over? Yeah.
I almost elbowed my mug of coffee, empty, of course, off my table, which would have been fun. Is it the gay episode next, or is there something in
Oh my
between?
god, I hope.
Oh, I think it is.
Yeah.
It is?
Gay boys. We're
We
doing
have
our
to
gay
talk
boys
about some
episode.
gay boys. Woo!
Nice.
No, don't say the
Should we tell
titles of the
people?
movies.
Okay.
Just, we're talking
Okay.
about gay boys next
Oh, okay.
time. Another double
Just
feature.
know. Yeah, it's a double feature, and both movies are about gay boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. Who knows?
Stop.
You know what I mean? Those movies are very homoerotic,
I am
so
letting
there's
you
no way to
know.
know.
It's not.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay.
I'll give
Oh,
you
yeah.
that.
Oh, and
hint.
also,
Just start thinking about what movies it could be about.
and also, we likely are gonna have various guests
Yes.
for those episodes. So
Hopefully.
stay tuned for that. Hopefully, we're gonna be able to pull that off. Nobody you haven't heard before, people you've heard before,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
that's
they've
okay.
both been guests before. But
Yeah, that's okay.
Cute.
They also have the same name.
Okay, well, that's easy.
Well, we've ruled out Angela because we've only had 3 guests, so...
No, Caroline on a bonus. You guys just weren't there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Caroline was on a bonus.
Yeah.
We do have the same name, actually, but...
Technically.
But you're not a guest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. So,
You're a host.
think about it, guys.
Not to jump ahead too far, but can we also announce that after that episode, we're going to start a new series
Sure.
called Red Flag Movies, where we analyze red flag, like movies that would be on the quote-unquote red flag lists.
Yes.
That are often glorified for the wrong reasons, and we're going to try and attempt to see what's actually good about them.
Yes.
So that'll be interesting. I'm excited for that.
Me too.
I'm also excited
Series.
for that. I think it's going to be a fun little sub-series to come back to because there are so many.
There really are.
I won't say what the first one's going to be on, but that series will be starting soon.
Ooh.
Once again, just
Put
imagine...
your guesses in the comments, guys. Just
Yeah.
kidding. All of our
Yes.
comments.
I mean, just think of the number 1 red flag movie you can think of. That's the first one we're doing.
There's
There's really only 3 options you could
for
go
number
with
1.
For the number 1.
for the number 1.
Interesting.
And
Do you want to say the 3 options? It'll be one
sure,
of those.
the 3 options are Wolf of Wall Street, Fight Club, or American Psycho.
Yeah.
Yes.
So those are the 3 classic red flag movies.
One of those will be the first episode.
At some point, we'll do all of them, but yeah. So for this first
I was gonna
one,
say we
we're gonna
have
do
to
one of
because I've
those
also never seen Fight Club.
3. Neither have I.
Me neither.
Oh, good job, guys.
Oh shit, this is gonna be good. We're doing a film podcast and none of us have ever seen Fight Club.
Well, what does that mean?
I don't know. It's just like a famous movie. David Fincher, everyone loves it.
There's a lot of famous
should've
movies we
seen it.
haven't
That
seen.
is a David Fincher movie.
Yeah, but it just normally one of us has seen them.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
that's all the updates from us.
See you next week with some gay boys.
Yep.
Lots of gay sex.
For us, it'll be like 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
I don't need to know that.
Well, they do.
Time's
They do
different.
now.
Time's different. Time's relative.
Literally 1984.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, stop.
1984 would have a real problem with our next episode.
Thanks again for listening to the Feature Length Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean a lot to us if you liked this video or audio. Give us a rating and review. If you want to stay up to date with the latest episodes of this podcast, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the bell to be notified when we post a new video, or follow the podcast on Spotify. If you want to connect with us directly, you can follow us on Instagram at featurelengthpodcast, or even send us an email at featurelengthpodcast@gmail.com. Catch you on the flip side.